I would have addressed this video to our dear president, but since the international community, to be more specific, the United States is about to start a proper investigation into the alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria. So let's put it straight to you. I want to put this to Donald J. Trump, sir, if you can listen. I want you to just ask Nigerian government this basic question. What is the stand of Nigerian government in regards to the implementation of political Sharia? What is their stand in regards to the implementation of Sharia across Nigerian northern states? Right? Because let's tell ourselves the truth. The argument is usually the fact that some of this of the opinion that Sharia should not be implemented in a secular society, in a liberal society, right? And the last time I checked, Nigeria is not an Islamic country, right? So why the implementation of Sharia? And why is the government keeping quiet about that? And if I must tell you the truth, this is one of the basic things you can even use to drive and even guide your investigation in regards the persecution of other non-believers and even other non-radical believers. And the last time I checked, it's even political Sharia. Why do I say it's political Sharia? Because since the inception of this Sharia now, this Sharia has not indicted any prominent figure. It's always centered on the masses. Most especially, the headquarters as it stands today now is Kano. Kano has a Sharia commission or whatever. And we now ask ourselves, what is Sharia actually hoping to achieve? What is that thing that Sharia wants to achieve that is not covered by the constitution or the laws of the land? It has already been covered. And if I must tell you, sir, the provision of Sharia is what has given birth to the likes of the Muhammad Sheikh or Abu Bakr Sheikau and the likes and even others that are still perpetuating this criminality. Why do I say this? Because the preponderance of this actually started by preaching message. People like Abu Bakr Sheikal or Muhammad Yusuf now took it upon themselves that it will not be enough just preaching about it. Let's implement it fully according to their understanding. And that is what has resulted into all this havoc that you are seeing happening in the country today. So please, I want the international community to ask Nigeria this question. What is the stand of the federal government in regards to the implementation of this political Sharia? Why are they still implementing Sharia? Why are they still enforcing Sharia? A lot of people are still in prison. A lot of people, even when they even claim that it's only meant for even Muslims, believers or whatever, even non-believers were invited to the Sharia court. The last time I checked, a person's property was confiscated in Abuja on the basis in a Sharia court. So what are they saying? So ask the president. He's making some little moves now, but ask him in the spirit of liberality, in the spirit of fairness, in the spirit of a good society. What is he saying about Sharia? Why is he quiet about political Sharia? Is it to be allowed or is it not supposed to be? Then we will not even talk of all that has given birth to these radicals. The last time I checked, a lot of these radicals are, most of this they are killing. They always shout and they always believe that they are doing the work of God. So why is the government keeping quiet? Why is the government not taking a stand in regards to that? Why is the government not taking a stand in regards to that? Let them come out and give people a blueprint and instruction that Sharia is no more practicable if it requires revising the constitution and actually reenacting it or whatever it is. Let it be. Let there be a liberal society. There's no way these people can jump this allegation of there's Christian genocide or there's not or whatever. Let them play their propaganda. But when they play their propaganda, let them answer that basic question. What is Sharia? Political Sharia coming to address that the law of the land have not addressed? And why is Sharia at loggerheads with the provisions of the constitutions and other laws?
Let me be honest with you here. You see, this idea of Sharia in the first place in Nigeria is very dramatic and it should not exist. Nigeria is a multi-religious country, and as such, you should not punish people for what they do not believe in. You cannot be living in a state where Sharia law is practiced as a non-Muslim and not feel like a second-class citizen. I know a lot of fanatics who come and tell you that it is only applicable to Muslims and that it has nothing to do with non-Muslims. But the fact is, the alcohol well now they destroy from some parts of the north. Now who they do that kind of business? Now Muslims they do them. You see alcohol no good for your land, say it's against your belief system. But the revenue where you they share from Abuja, alcohol revenue they inside. Now the same money you they carry go thief for your state. And you're coming out to tell us it is against your belief system. Now, between alcohol and open grazing, which of them don't do more damage to this country? Which of them? You see this fanaticism where Niger matter.
Okay, so there is one news that is trending. Maybe it's not trending in Nigeria, but that news is trending on BBC, CNN, mostly this international media. You see, the Americans, the Congress in the US under the government of Donald Trump, so they try to put pressure on these Northerners so that they can drop that Sharia law. Yes, I'm telling you, because you see, it says that United States lawmakers, urge to mount stronger pressure on the Nigerian government to abolish Sharia law in the northern states where it has been implemented and to dismantle the Isbab religious enforcement group. You understand? So that is what is going on right now. So maybe Nigerian news, they are not talking about it, but I saw this particular news in one of these international news. So they said they want to abolish Sharia law, that the Americans want to, because I keep saying that the Americans, they know what to do. The Americans, they know what to do. They know what to do. Because you see, the peace of Nigeria is in the hands of the Americans and the British. Because this mess that we find ourselves today now, it was the British that brought us together. It was the British that brought us together. So if they want to dismantle anything, it has to still be them. Because I keep saying that, left for us alone, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do, because these people somehow, if time comes and we want to try to rise against those people, they will empower those people. They will empower them, because you see, when it comes to international politics, you still need to build strong alliance with world power. So the Northerners, they have already successfully built alliance with the world powers. I'm telling you, because you see, most of you don't really understand what is going on. You see, the USA, the Britain, the Russians, the Chinese, okay, the Chinese are divided. But when I say the world powers, the Britain, the US, and the Russians, 100%, they are loyal to the Northerners. The only world powers that are loyal to us a bit, maybe France and maybe China. China does not fight. China does not fight. So I'm talking about those people that fight, that sells, weapon of mass destruction. I just call the three countries, the US, the Britain, and Russia. So these people are loyal to the Northerners. So what I'm saying is that, see, they can help us. See, we can do it and do it in a very peaceful way. Peaceful way. Because, see, the problem we're having in Nigeria is just about this kind of laws that we're having. Because, Nigeria is supposed to be a secular nation, not where you have Sharia law somewhere. They can help us to get out of this thing. So for them trying to put effort to abolish Sharia law in the northern part of Nigeria, I think it's a very good step. I'm telling you, it's a good step. So I welcome it. And I'm sure that most of us from the southern part of Nigeria will also welcome it. So let's see how it goes. All right. Good luck to the US and to even the Nigerian citizens from the southern part and also the northern part of Nigeria, because I'm very sure that even many of my brothers and sisters in the northern part of Nigeria, they still don't even want the Sharia law too. They just want to have a liberal kind of life, or a moderate kind of lifestyle. You understand? We are in the 21st century.
We may lie to ourselves for as long as we think we possibly can, but we cannot lie to the international community, because they are an advanced society and they see us and they see things for what they truly are. You see, the US Congress has passed a condition to the Nigerian government that Sharia law should be abolished in Nigeria, and institutions that are erected to serve under the Sharia should also be banned. You see, here is what I think about every catastrophe that has befallen Nigeria on the basis of terrorism, Islam, Sharia, and every other thing. You know, I have a friend who said he doesn't like, he's a very good friend of mine, but when he sees my video, he doesn't like it because for some reason he thinks that I am against Islam. Certainly I'm not. But when people fall down and pass on because of radicalization of certain people through your religion, then I have a right to talk. I have a right to talk. You see, when the US came up and said that there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria, the first reaction that most Muslims in Nigeria could do was to change the narrative or reject the narrative that there is indeed a Christian genocide. But I tell you, there is indeed a Christian genocide. Do you know how many lives Plateau State alone have lost on the basis of Islamic radicalization? Do you know how many lives have been lost in Bauchi, in Benue, in Kaduna, in Adamawa, in many states in the north, in Yobe, for many years? Yet we decided to almost want to see it as a way of life, until it's like these radicals, these radicalized Muslims have become so emboldened that they have now decided to become to do their act with reckless abandonment and impunity. I mean, how do you explain a group of ragtag army walking into a church and kidnapping or abducting over 30 peaceful worshiping Christians, and you say that's not a genocide? You see, the greatest mistake that these actors who are trying to change the narrative are doing is that they want to see thousands of people littered on the streets and maybe hundreds of people being killed per day until you accept that it's a genocide. I've said it countless in this video that to describe something as genocide, it's not determined by its sheer number. It is the intention behind the unaliving of people that qualifies an act being genocide. If I go to a village and kill, Facebook. If I go to a village and unalive 2 people, my intention is to systematically obliterate that community. So if I go there 2 people every day, it's a genocide. So do not attribute genocide with numbers, but the intention, the deliberate intention behind the act. That's what genocide is. So has there been a deliberate intention to ethnicize, to cleanse ethnically a group of people from this country? Or have there been a deliberate unaliving of people based or because of their religion or faith? Yes. So if the answers to these actions are affirmative, then why are we denying the nomenclature of a Christian genocide in Nigeria? It baffles me. It clearly shows that my next point is this. The real bandits, let me borrow the words from Yusuf Dati. You see those ones in the bush, they are gentlemen. They are gentlemen. Those ones are the ones, they are acting based on what they believe. You see, the real danger of what is happening to us are educated Muslims who see what they do, but they qualify what this will do with narratives that the rest of us must accept. You know, some of these Muslims, some of these Muslims, they actually applaud these people in the bush. Because if there's wide condemnation of this act, it would have long been settled by now. Thank God. At least I know in the north they say lefinda di karewa. That's everything. Everything that is happening on this earth must come to an end. It is time that this atrocious Islamic jihadism and Sharia law and what came to an end. Now, do I have anything against Sharia? I don't have anything against how you practice your religion. But if your religion, the hand spread by your religion, crosses the path where my nose starts, then there is a problem. The lie they tell you about Sharia is that Sharia is only for Muslims. That's a big lie. Sharia has never been designed for Muslims alone. Sharia is a tool to establish the authority and supremacy of Islam in Nigeria. I repeat that again. Sharia has been a tool established to confirm the superiority and dominance of Islam in Nigeria. So when they tell you that Sharia is only going to be applicable to Muslims alone, that's a lie, because if it is true, then why do you break bottles of beer in Kano? Because the bottles of beer go straight to Christians that use that to enjoy myself. Why is it that when a Fulani man can bring his cows to the south, I can't bring my ogogoro to Kano? Because your religion says my ogogoro is a sin to your religion, yet you destroy it. But I don't destroy your cows. In fact, your cows destroy portions of my land when they come to my place. So there is no way you can tell me Sharia is only going to be applicable to Muslims. Because Sharia, those that are causing this atrocious mayhem on Nigeria are hiding under the dictates of Sharia to do what they do. So when America came up with this, when the legislative arm when the Congress of America came up with this suggestion, I'm very, very happy, because that's the truth. You cannot hide it. That's exactly the truth. And until the educated ones in Nigeria begins to tell the truth about what is happening in North, they are the real Boko Haram. They are the real terrorists. The educated one that you don't find there with guns, the one that live with you, the one that debates with you, the one that argue with you every day, they are the terrorists. Because deep down, even though you don't see them with guns, they have guns in their lips and guns in their hearts. This thing must be stopped. There is no religion, no human being, no sect, no people belonging to any region that is greater than this country. We must destroy people with this evil philosophy or ideology that is aimed to obliterate a certain people based on their religion, based on their region, based on their ethnicity. It must stop, and the time is now.
Sabans don't start. Sharia plus Hizbah, they under pressure. Lawmakers talk say, Nigeria must answer. What they watch. The message clear. Stop the violence or face consequences. Abeg listen. Today, US lawmakers put serious pressure for Nigeria. They talk say, the way Christians, they get unalive for North and Middle Belt states, they no go agree. So they can't decide on this. 1, visa ban. US Department of State don't announce visa ban. Anybody with direct, support, join, or do tatata on Christians, plus their family, no fit waka enter US again. Na so it be. 2, Sharia and Hizbah. For briefing, expert talk say Sharia criminal law for North, plus the religious police, Hizbah. They give chance make extremists, they target Christians. Lawmakers talk say, make them skip those laws or deband Hizbah. 3, accountability. US lawmakers no hold back. They press Aso Rock hard. Talk say, Tinubu administration must protect Christians or they go face wahala. Them call on Christian genocide because mass unaliving, kidnappings, church attacks. Who they do them? Mainly Fulani militants. They attack villages, farmers them. Boko Haram and ISWAP, they kidnap people. They bomb churches. Other small extremist groups, they take advantage of weak security. Some international groups, they happy with US moves. Say, if it force Nigeria to protect religious freedom. But Nigeria talk say, not be only religious wahala. Bandits, herders, a community fight, they too. Muslims, they suffer too. You think say Nigeria supposed script Sharia law or disband Hizbah, or the US, they put too much pressure?
One of the things that came out of this latest joint congressional hearing in the US was the recommendation that the Nigerian government should declare Sharia law unconstitutional, and that all these Hizbah units in the 12 northern states of Nigeria should be disbanded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, I had commented on this, but you are very familiar with the issue of Sharia law and its constitutionality. But can even the United States dictate to Nigeria how to conduct its internal affairs?
They don't have the locus.
Or order that the constitution should be amended.
They don't have the
on
locus.
their say-so.
In doing that, it will amount to infringing on the territorial integrity and territorial right of a country. Even the threat of possible military invasion is still not consistent with the UN Convention, because there are only 3 conditions upon which another country will invade militarily. Either you are invited by that country, or you are at war with that country, or the United Nations ask you to be in that country. But all of the threats to come, it is still also a threat to sovereignty. The Sharia law is not a national law. We also practice federal system of government, although their own is more advanced. But our own also recognizes that the federal government cannot make laws for the states. But the state's power to make laws is also subject to the overriding powers of the federal government.
Hi, my people. I'm very, very happy because the way everything is going now, it's sweeting me. And thank God for the US for start kicking against this Sharia law. Although this Sharia law of 18, we don't talk on 30, and God don't hear the prayer where we see the people they pray, because even non-average people for not them they pray that type of prayer too. Them too, they don't want this Sharia of 18, and the only people where we see they go fit bring this Sharia come to an end. Now it be these people where they pull mouth now. Although if you look at the first guy we be see the talk, you no get any day wey be say you know they talk about this Sharia or wetin. You no get any day when you know they talk about how this Sharia don't make people wey be say then they for inside not wey suppose dey responsible, where you don't make them dey anyhow for there. And thank God, me I just dey happy. I'm very happy for the US Congress for how far and for how they've been watching Nigeria. Also, it can't be like say na Nigeria na it be the country where be say they put their mind now, and I like am the way e dey. Because if you look at wetin we dey face today, wetin dey happen for inside everywhere today is because of all this Sharia waiting. Na all this thing dey happen, and thank God. And again, another thing I want make una hear. My message now goes to the outsiders, because we know say e get some of them wey be say even as they talk about the Sharia, I know say most of them the outsiders wey be say that blood of Sharia don't enter them well. Then go come to stand against am, and e no go fit work, because e no get how e go feel strong where you go come stand against US order. E no get, even the president man e dey shake now. E dey shake, although no be say the president himself he support their Sharia. So make the Sharia kuku end, because e don't end the lives of Nigerians wey be say they suppose dey do work now as we dey talk, because Sharia is part of what took the life of people like Deborah in Sokoto and many other persons. That just it. Hearing this, we know you might have something to let us know. If you get anything like that, make you drop your own say below. Thank you.